he would be exalted like God despite suffering, despite being rejected. It's an overview. It's a despite suffering and being disfigured, as it says. Verse 15 is the result, that kings of the nations will shut their mouths in awe and wonder and reverence. This is an overview of what God is going to do to fix the world, what Israel had been waiting for. But it gets even more specific in chapter 53. So God's people realize their deliverance, and that's what kind of chapters 53, 1 through 9 is about. The speaker now changes back to Israel, or the people of God. They're saying we language. And in the first three verses, in 53, 1 through 3, the people are lamenting how they missed God's restoration. What does it say in verse 53? Who has believed what we've heard, and who has the arm of the Lord been revealed to? He grew up before him like a young plant and like a root out of dry ground. Who expects something to grow out of dry ground? It was unexpected. They say he didn't have an impressive form or majesty that we should look at him. No appearance that we should desire him. Rather, he was despised and rejected by men. So this is penitent Israel here, lamenting how they missed it. He seemed like any other guy. He didn't seem like the Messiah that they were expecting. It says he was despised, and we didn't value him. This suffering servant of the Lord would be rejected. They would miss it. And in verses 4 through 6 give the realization of what the servant really accomplished, the vicarious suffering. It begins in verse 4, yet he himself bore our sicknesses. He carried our pains. He was crushed for our iniquities, or pierced for our transgressions. What we need to understand, to fully understand this part of the passage, is the Jewish sacrificial system, which fortunately, if you've been here and you've been following along in our journey through the Bible, we've gotten some background in the law and the sacrificial system, and the fact that, there needed to be atonement for the sins of the people. Oftentimes, this was a sacrifice of a lamb or a bull or goats. If you remember in Leviticus, when we talked about the Day of Atonement, the holiest day in Israel's calendar, where the high priest or whoever was decided would go into the Holy of Holies, the only time the whole year that they would go into the holiest